I will be even with thee, doubt it not.
But why? Why? Why?
Thou hast forspoke my being in these wars, and sayest it is not fit.
Well, is it? Is it?
If not denounced against us, why should not we be there in person?
Well, I could reply, if we should serve with horse and mares together, the horse were merely lost, the mares would bear a soldier and his horse.
What is it you say?
Your presence needs must puzzle, Antony. Take from her heart, take from her brain, from time what should not then be spared. She is already traduced from levity, and 'tis said in Rome that Fortinus and Eunuch and your maids manage this war.
Sink Rome and their tongues rot that speak against us. A charge we bear in the war, and as the president of my kingdom would appear therefore a man. Speak not against it. I will not stay behind.
Nay, I have done. Here comes the Empress.
Is it not strange, Erato, that from Tarentum and Brundisium he could so quickly cut the Ionian Sea and take in Torrent? You have heard on it, sweet?
Celerity is never more admired than by the negligent.
A good rebuke, which might have well become the best of men, to taunt at slackness. Erato, we will fight with him by sea.
By sea? What else?
Why will my lord do so?
For that he dares us to it.
So hath my lord dared him to single fight.
Aye, and to wage this battle at Pharsalia, where Caesar fought with Pompey. But these offers, which serve not for his vantage, he shakes off, and so should you.
Your ships are not well manned. Your mariners are mulattoes, reapers, people engrossed by swift impress. In Caesar's fleet are those that often 'gainst Pompey fought. The ships are yours heavy. No disgrace shall fall you for refusing him at sea, being prepared for land.
By sea, by sea.
Most worthy, sir. You therein throw away the absolute soldiership you have by land, distract your army which doth most consist of war-marked footmen, leave unexecuted your own renowned knowledge, quite forgo the way which promises assurance, and give up yourself merely to chance and hazard from firm security.
I'll fight at sea.
I have 60 sails, seas and none better.
Our overplus of shipping will we burn, and with the rest full manned, from the head of Actium beat the approaching Caesar. But if we fail, we then can do it at land. Thy business.
The news is true, my lord. He is descried. Caesar has taken Torine.
Can he be there in person? It is impossible. Strange that power should be. Canidius, our 19 legions thou shalt hold by land, and our 12,000 horse. We'll to our ship. Away, my Thetis. How now, worthy soldier?
O noble Empress, do not fight by sea. Trust not to rotten planks. Do you misdoubt this sword and these my wounds? Let the Egyptians and the Phoenicians go a-ducking. We've used to conquer, standing on the earth and fighting foot to foot.
Well, well. Away!
By Hercules, I think I'm in the right.
Soldier, thou art. But her whole action grows not in the power on it. So our leaders led, and we are women's men.
You keep our land, the legions, and the horse whole, do you not?
Marcus Octavius, Marcus Justius, Publicola, and Caelius are for sea. But we keep whole by land. This speed of Caesar's carries beyond belief.
While he was yet in Rome, his power went out in such distractions as beguiled all spies.
Who's his lieutenant, hear you?
They say, one Proculia.
Well, I know the woman.
The Empress calls Erato.
With news the times with labor, and throws forth each minute some.
Proculia!
My lord?
Strike not by land. Keep hold. Provoke not battle till we have done at sea. Do not exceed the prescript of this scroll. Our fortune lies upon this jump.
Set we our squadron on yon side over the hill, in eye of Caesar's battle, from which place we may the number of the ships behold, and so proceed accordingly.
Not. I can behold no longer the Antonia, the Egyptian admiral, with all the 60 fly and turn the rudder. To see it, mine eyes are blasted.
Gods and goddesses, all the whole synod of them.
What's thy passion?
The greater cantle of the world is lost with very ignorance. We kissed away kingdoms and provinces.
How appears the fight?
On our side, like the token pestilence where death is sure. Yon rebroaded nag of Egypt, whom leprosy overtake, in the midst of the fight, when vantage like a pair of twins appeared both as the same, or rather ours the elder. The breeze upon her, like a cow in June, hoists sails and flies.
That I beheld, mine eyes did sicken at the sight, and could not endure a further view.
She once being louved, the noble ruin of her magic, Antony claps on his sea wing and, like a doting mallard leaving the fight in flight, flies after her. I never saw an action of such shame. Experience, manhood, honour, ne'er before did violate so itself.
Alack! Alack!
Our fortune on the sea is out of breath. It sinks most lamentably. Had our general been what she knew herself, it had gone well. Oh, she has given example for our flight most grossly by her own.
Aye, are you thereabouts? Why then, good night indeed.
Toward Peloponnesus are they fled.
'Tis easy to't, and there I will attend what further comes.
To Caesar will I render my legions and my horse. 6 kings already show me the way of yielding.
I'll yet follow the wounded chance of Antony, though my reason sits in the wind against me.
Hark. The land bids me tread no more upon it. It is ashamed to bear me. Friends, come hither. I am so lated in the world that I have lost my way forever. I have a ship laden with gold. Take that, divide it, fly, and make your peace with Caesar.
Why? Not we.
I have fled myself, and have instructed cowards to run and show their shoulders. Friends, be gone. I have myself resolved upon a course which has no need of you. Be gone. My treasure's in the harbor, take it. Oh, I'd followed that I'd blush to look upon. My very hairs do mutiny, for the white reprove the brown for rashness, and they them for fear and doting. Friends, be gone. You shall have letters from me to some friends that will sweep your way for you. Pray you, look not sad, nor make replies of loathness. Take the hint which my despair proclaims. Let that be left which leaves itself. To the seaside straight away. I will possess you of that ship and treasure. Leave me, I pray, a little. Pray you now, nay, do so. For indeed I have lost command. Therefore I pray you. I'll see you by and by.
Nay, gentle madam, to her. Comfort her.
Do, most dear queen.
Let me sit down. Oh, Juno.
No.
See you here, sir.
Oh, fie.
Madam, oh good empress.
Sir!
Yes, my lady, yes. He at the Philippi kept his sword e'en like a dancer, while I struck the lean and wrinkled Cassius, and 'twas I that the mad Brutus ended. He alone dealt on lieutenantry, and no practice had in the brave squares of war. Yet now... No matter.
Stand by.
The queen, my lord, the queen.
Go to her, madam, speak to her. She is unqualified with very shame.
Well then, sustain her. Oh,
Most noble sir, arise. The queen approaches. Her head's declined, and death will seize her, but your comfort makes the rescue.
I have offended reputation, a most unnoble swerving.
Sir, the queen.
Whither hast thou led me, Egypt? See, how I convey my shame out of thine eyes by looking back what I have left behind destroyed in dishonor.
oh, my lord. Forgive my fearful sails. I little thought you would have followed.
Egypt, thou knewest too well my heart was to thy rudder tied by thy strings, and thou shouldest tow me after. Over my spirit thy full supremacy thou knewest, and that thy beck might from the bidding of the gods command me.
Oh, my pardon.
Now I must to the young man send humble treaties, dodge and palter in the shifts of lowness, who with half the bulk of the world played as I pleased, making and marring fortunes. You did know how much you were my conqueror, and that my sword, made weak by my affection, would obey it on all cause.
Pardon.
Fall not a tear, I say. One of them rates all that is won and lost. Give me a kiss. Even this repays me. We sent our schoolmaster. Is he come back? Love, I am full of lead. Some wine within there, and our viands. Fortune knows we scorn her most when most she offers blows.
Let him appear that's come from Antony. Know you her?
Caesar, 'tis her schoolmaster. An argument that she is plucked, when hither she sends so poor opinion off her wing, which had superfluous kings for messengers not many moons gone by.
Approach and speak.
Such as I am, I come from Antony. I was of late as petty to her ends as is the morn dew on the myrtle leaf to his grand sea.
Be it so. Declare thine office.
Lord of her fortunes, she salutes thee, and requires to live in Egypt, which not granted, she lessens her requests, and to thee sues to let her breathe between the heavens and earth, a private woman in Athens. This for her. Next, Cleopatra does confess thy greatness, submits her to thy might, and of thee craves the circle of the Ptolemies for her heirs, now hazarded to thy grace.
For Antony, I have no ears to her request. The queen of audience nor desire shall fail. So she from Egypt drive her all-disgraced friend, or take her life there. This, if she perform, she shall not sue unheard. So to them both.
Fortune pursue thee.
Bring him through the bands. From Antony win Cleopatra. Promise, and in our name, what she requires. Add more, from thine invention, offers. Women are not in their best fortune strong, but want will perjure the ne'er-touched vestal. Try thy cunning, Thyreus. Make thine own edict for thy pains, which we will answer as a law.
Caesar, I go.
Observe how Antony becomes her flaw, and what thou think'st her very action speaks in every power that moves.
Caesar, I shall.
What shall we do, Enobarbus?
Think. And die.
Is Antony or we in fault for this?
Antony only, that would make her will lord of her reason. What though you fled from that great face of war, whose several ranges frighted each other? Why should she follow? The itch of her affection should not have nigged her captainship at such a point, when half to half the world opposed. She being the mere question. 'Twas a shame, no less, than was her loss to course your flying flags and leave her navy gazing.
Prithee, peace.
Is that his answer?
Aye, my lord.
The queen shall then have courtesy, so she will yield us up.
He says so.
Let her know it. To the boy Caesar send this grizzled head, and he will fill thy wishes to the brim with principalities.
That head, my lord.
To him again. Tell him he wears the rose of youth upon him, from which the world should note something particular. His coin, ships, legions may be a coward's, whose ministers would prevail under the service of a child as soon as I the command of Caesar. I dare him therefore to lay his gay comparisons apart, and answer me declined, sword against sword, ourselves alone. I'll write it. Follow me.
Yes, like enough, high-battled Caesar will unstate his happiness and be staged to the show against a sworder. I see men's judgments are a parcel of their fortunes, and things outward do draw the inward qualities after them, to suffer all alike. That she should dream, knowing all measures, the fool Caesar will answer her emptiness. Caesar, Thou hast subdued her judgment too.
A message from Caesar.
What? No more ceremony. See, my women, against the blown rose may they stop their nose that kneeled unto the buds. Admit him, lady.
Mine honesty and I begin to square. The loyalty well held to fools does make our faith mere folly. Yet he that can endure to follow with allegiance a fallen lord does conquer him that did his master conquer, and earns a place in the story.
Caesar's will.
Hear it, apart.
None but friends. Say boldly.
So haply are they friends to Antony.
She needs as many, sir, as Caesar has, or needs not us. If Caesar please, our mistress will leap to be her friend. For us, you know, who she is we are, and that is Caesar's.
So, thus then, thou most renowned, Caesar entreats not to consider in what case thou standst further than he is Caesar.
Go on, right royal.
He knows that you embrace not Antony as you did love, but as you feared her.
Oh.
The scars upon your honor, therefore, he does pity as constrained blemishes, not as deserved.
He is a god and knows what is most right. Mine honor was not yielded, but conquered merely.
To be sure of that, I will ask Antony. Sir, thou art so leaky that we must leave thee to thy sinking, for thy dearest quit thee.
Shall I say to Caesar what you require of him? For he partly begs to be desired to give. It much would please him that of his fortunes you shall make a staff to lean upon, but it would warm his spirits to hear from me you had left Antony and put yourself under his shroud, the universal landlord.
What's your name?
My name is Thereus.
Most kind messenger, say to great Caesar this. In deputation I kiss his conquering hand. Tell him I am prompt to lay my crown at his feet, and there to kneel. Tell him from his all-obeying breath I hear the doom of Egypt.
'Tis your noblest course, wisdom and fortune combating together. If that the former dare but what it can, no chance may shake it. Give me grace to lay my duty on your hand.
Your Caesar's father oft, when he hath mused of taking kingdoms in, bestowed his lips on that unworthy place as it rained kisses.
Favors, by Jove that thunders! What art thou, fellow?
One that but performs the bidding of the fullest man, and worthiest to have command obeyed.
You will be whipped.
Approach there! You kite. Now, gods and devils, authority melts from me. Of late, when I cried ho, like boys onto a muss, kings would start forth and cry your will? Have you no ears? I am Antonia yet. Take hence this jack, and whip him.
'Tis better playing with a lion's whelp than with an old one dying.
Moon and stars, whip him. Weren't 20 of the greatest tributaries that do acknowledge Caesar? Should I find them so saucy with the hand of she here? What's her name since she was Cleopatra? Whip him, fellows, till like a boy you see him cringe his face and whine aloud for mercy. Take him hence.
Mia Antony!
Tug him away. Being whipped, bring him again. This Jack of Caesar shall bear us an errand to him. You were half blasted ere I knew you. Have I my pillow left unpressed in Rome, forborne the getting of a lawful race and by a gem of women, to be abused by one that looks on feeders?
Good, my lord.
You have been a boggler ever. But when we in our viciousness grow hard, oh, misery on it, the wise gods seal our eyes. In our own filth drop our clear judgments, make us adore our errors, laugh at us while we strut to our confusion.
Does it come to this?
I found you as a morsel cold upon dead Caesar's trencher. Nay, you were a fragment of Cineas Pompey's. Besides, what hotter hours, unregistered in vulgar fame, you have luxuriously picked out. For I am sure, though you can guess what temper it should be, you know not what it is.
Wherefore is this?
To let a fellow that will take rewards and say God quit you be familiar with my playfellow, your hand. This kingly seal implier of high hearts. Oh, that I were upon the hill of Bassan to outroar the horned herd. For I have savage cause, and to proclaim it civilly were like a haltered neck which does the hangman think for being yare about him. Is he whipped?
Soundly, my lord.
Cried he, and begged a pardon?
He did ask favor.
If that thy father live, let him repent thou wast not made his daughter, and be thou sorry to follow Caesar in his triumph, since thou hast been whipped for following him. Henceforth the white hand of a lady fever thee. Shake thou to look on it. Get thee back to Caesar. Tell him thy entertainment. Look, thou say he makes me angry with him. For he seems proud and disdainful, harping on what I am, not what he knew I was. He makes me angry. And at this time most easy 'tis do it, when my good stars that were my former guides have empty left their orbs, and shot their fires into the bosom of hell. If he mislike my speech and what is done, tell him he has Hipparchus, my enfranched bondsman, whom he may at pleasure whip or hang or torture, as he shall like, to quit me. Urge it thou. Hence with thy stripes be gone.
Have you done yet?
Alack, our terrene moon is now eclipse, and it pretends alone the fall of Antonia.
I must stay her time.
To flatter Caesar, would you mingle eyes with one that ties his points?
Not know me yet.
Cold-hearted toward me?
Ah, dear, if I be so, from my cold heart let heaven and danger hail, and poison it in the source, and the first stone drop in my neck. As it determines, so dissolve my life. The next Caesarean smite, till by degrees the memory of my womb, together with my brave Egyptians all, by the discandying of this pelleted storm, lie graveless, till the flies and gnats of Nile have buried them for prey.
I am satisfied. Caesar sits down in Alexandria, where I will oppose his fate. Our force by land hath nobly held. Our severed navy too have knit again, and fleet threatening most sea-like. Where hast thou been, my heart? Dost thou hear, lady? If from the field I shall return once more to kiss these lips, I will appear in blood. I and my sword will earn our chronicle. There's hope in it yet.
That's my brave lord.
I will be treble-sinewed, hearted, breathed, and fight maliciously. For when mine hours were nice and lucky, men did ransom lives of me for jests. But now I'll set my teeth and send to darkness all that stopped me. Come, let's have one other gaudy night. Call to me all my sad captains. Fill our bowls once more. Let's mock the midnight bell.
It is my birthday. I had thought to have held it poor, but since my lord is Antony again, I will be Cleopatra.
We will yet do well.
Call all her noble captains to my lord.
Do so. We'll speak to them. And tonight, I'll force the wine peep through their scars. Come on, my queen. There's sap in it yet. The next time I do fight, I'll make death love me. For I will contend even with his pestilent scythe.
Now shall I stare the lightning. To be furious is to be frightened, out of fear. And in that mood, the dove will peck the ostrich. And I see still a diminution in our captain's brain restores her heart. When valor preys on reason, it eats the sword it fights with. I will seek some way to leave her.
The Pendant Shakespeare, also known as The Wild Bill Variety Show, Antony and Cleopatra, Act 3, Part 2. Featuring the voice talents of Anna Rodriguez as Antony, Rachel Wallace as Cleopatra, Andrew Hackley as Domitius Enobarbus, Maureen Boutier as Erato, Jordan Gottlieb as Tyrius, Finn M.K. as Octavius Caesar, Chris Pyle as Euphronius, David Alt as the soldier, Phil Mays as Scarus, Mindy Rast Keenan as the attendant, Amber Lee as Iris, Paige Tulane as Carmian, Melissa Bartell as the messenger, Rochelle Hager as Dolabella, and Kristen Bays as Proculia. Written by William Shakespeare. Adapted for audio by Landon Bell and Colin Kelly. Directed by Landon Bell. Assistant Director, Swen Halverson. Music by Zero Project of zero-project.gr. Additional music by the United States Army Band Pershing's Own, the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps, and Landon Bell of soundcloud.com/Landon Bell, LANDONBEALL. Produced by Pendant Productions. This production is copyright 2016, Pendant Productions.
For more information, visit pendantaudio.com. Thanks for listening.
She calls me boy and chides as she had power to beat me out of Egypt?
Next time on The Pendant Shakespeare.
He will not fight with me, Domitius.
No.
Why should he not?
He thinks, being 20 times of better fortune, he is 20 men to 1.
Sooth, la, I'll help. Thus it must be.
Well, well, we shall thrive now.
Go forth, Agrippa, and begin the fight. Our will is Antony be took alive. Make it so known.
Caesar, I shall.
All is lost. This foul Egyptian hath betrayed me. My fleet hath yielded to the foe, and yonder they cast their caps up and carouse together like friends long lost. Triple-turned whore, 'tis thou hast sold me to this novice, and my heart makes only wars on thee. Bid them all fly, for when I am revenged upon my charm, I have done all. Bid them all fly, be gone.
The battle rages when Antony and Cleopatra Act 4 premieres on May 11th, 2016.
I learned of thee? How? Not dead? Not dead? The guard, ho! Dispatch me!
Only at pendantaudio.com.